And we're live from previously reigning South Central Los Angeles, California. My name's Mark, and I am a codependent narcissist. I've just been recently learning how to set boundaries for the first time in my whole life. It's pretty insane. Setting boundaries really allows you to reconnect with a sense of self. It builds boundaries, you know, hysterical boundaries, so you feel safe kind of within yourself. At least that's my metaphor for it. You have like places you won't go, things you won't do. But before that, I was I could never say no to anybody, and that's because like I wasn't allowed to say no to my parents or anything. If I said no, it'd be like a big problem. So I learned to like not say no to anything, and then when you don't have boundaries like that, you don't say no. You really disconnect with your sense of self. Um, So you really need to have boundaries to define a sense of self. And I didn't really have a concept of self at the time. So this is a very difficult concept for me to understand. And, maybe even you think you have boundaries intellectually, but those aren't really real. Those like change all the time because your intellect is like not always helping you out for sure because you're in so much fear. So you have to set boundaries by how you feel about something. And that was like a whole new concept of feelings. And how do you get there? Oh, you have to check in with yourself. Like, hey, I check in with myself. I'm like, hey, what does Mark's inner child want right now? And go with that. Like that's kind of a more true way. That's like letting your heart be your guide. So, like I said, it's like, I ask myself a lot, how do I feel about these situations? And a lot more than like thinking about it. Because you kind of have to disconnect the intellect by doing that because the intellect is it's really the servant, it's not the master. Really, the heart is kind of when they say let your heart be your guide, it's pretty accurate. And I'm just beginning to I'm trying to do it more. I'm not there yet for sure. It's like glimpses. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. I really need to get out of my intellect a lot more, really more connect with my heart. And that's what I kind of work on a lot. It's like on the daily. You got to get there by being in the present moment. That's like rule number one. And I'm not always there. I live a lot of the time in future or past. I realize a lot too. So when you get the answer from feeling your feelings, you also can't judge the answer. You know, it's kind of your intellect that's judging it. This came from your heart, and you kind of have to just go with it. Like you just kind of have to go and make that decision. You can't judge it. You can't analyze it. Go with that, and if it works out, dude, great. Your heart is like you can feel more strongly about trusting it the next time. And if it doesn't work out, dude, great too. Like you just learned a lesson. You learned a great lesson. So it's really a win-win when it comes to growth and decision making. And in doing that, you get to a whole new level of awareness about self and like how to play this game, how to navigate this reality that we live in. So for me, it's pretty huge. It's really this new thing. The other thing I had to do to really feel my feelings was to feel my pain. And homie, it sucks just as much as it sounds, man. Like feel your pain. First off, your brain is wired to avoid pain at all costs. So when I start thinking about feeling my pain, my brain is like, homie, red flag, red alert. What are you doing? What's going on? Dude, it's like my brain freaks the fuck out. Freaks the fuck out. And you have to push through that. That's what I was saying. Like the intellect kind of like gets in your way. Your ego gets in your way a lot. And it sucks. So like just recently, like a couple weeks ago, I had to feel this. I felt this toxic shame, like the most shame I could ever possibly imagine, and I was for hours. Maybe even lasted until like the next day. No, it was definitely like a couple days of feeling this pain, of this like really toxic shame, and our feelings kind of get stuck. When we're not allowed to, we don't know how to process our feelings as kids. They kind of get stuck in our bodies, and they hurt so much. We really shut down emotionally, like really shut down sense of self. These feelings are bad feelings. We do not like to feel these feelings. So yeah, these things are just not going to exist. And you kind of have to have the courage to say fuck it, to say totally fuck it and like go for it and being like whatever, man, this is the path. And when you have the courage and you're able to feel, uh, when you're able to feel it, it kind of processes out of your body a little bit, out of your like psyche. Maybe not 100% like gone all the way, but there's like a huge relief. There's a huge weight lifted off your, I don't know what, off your energy, off your chi or whatever. And you just feel better. You feel, I don't know, like you've cleansed and processed something. Um, and then, very importantly, after feeling these, for example, feeling this toxic shame, then you really have to begin the healing process as well. You have to really kind of grieve for your inner child and really check in more with self, like a lot more, like not just like once a day, like kind of all the time. Not just say you're going to do it, but like really, really kind of do it. And you're gonna have to do that for like a lot of these emotions that were painful for you to feel as a child. So, it might be shame, guilt, embarrassment, anger, frustration, feeling unworthy, feeling being in a lack vibration, all kinds of things. I spent 24 hours at a Korean spa, like just feeling really shitty feelings. Like I spent a whole day there. I had to pay twice. Like that's how long I was there. It's totally worth it, and really kind of helped me get through that um, first couple first couple things. Like shitty feelings I was feeling, but yeah, it really helped me process some stuck feelings. And then so the other thing I want to do was also feel joy. And so I began like that, like Mantek Chia, bro. Like the dude's like Qigong master. Check him out on YouTube. The dude's insane. He's I mean, the Tao is the way. That's a whole other like section of podcasting or talking about shit that I'm not even sure yet, but I know the Tao is the way. Tao means the way. And so in Taoist medicine, like Mantak Chia, this Qigong master, he talks about how you smile at your body, like a heart smile. But he also says you could smile at like spleen, smile at your kidneys, all kinds of stuff, man. Are you smiling at your kidneys on the daily? No, man, nobody's doing that shit. Smile at your prostate, smile at your eyes, smile at your heart, smile at your appendix, whatever. Smile at your hypothalamus. So just doing that exercise uh, helps me to feel joy as well as pain because we're feeling all our feelings. Like you can feel the good shit too. You didn't even realize that by shutting down the pain, you're shutting down the joy too. And you were just intellectualizing like your whole existence. Um, so those are some recent things I've been experiencing. Really my search to reconnect with higher self, um, setting boundaries and feeling my feelings have really helped me start to become a more aware person. No, I'm not there yet by any means. Struggle getting there. I would say I'm there in like 5%, but at least I know what it feels like and I know when I'm in it. And just having that awareness is pretty huge. Having that ability to like think of it like a map. Like, hey, I figured out where this place is, the end point, but now I got to figure out the path to get there. And so these things have been really helping me reconnecting to myself. Thanks everyone for listening, and hope this message finds everybody doing really well with their lives. Honestly, sending love.